I want to go over some of the winners for you because, like you said, you don't really see you don't see a dark horse winning, which I don't either.
I
I
think
see
there
one
could be
contending.
some surprise, like in contention type guys, but to actually win it, no.
So let's go to 2016. Dustin Johnson wins at 4 under par. On the women's side, Paula Creamer in 2010 wins at 3 under. 2007 was the year it was carnage, +5 for Angel Cabrera. Ernie Els in 94 won at 5 under. Patty Sheehan won at 4 under. Larry Nelson 4 under. Johnny Miller, famous for the 63.
Ever heard of it?
Shoots 5 under par and hit like 10 iron shots inside of 15 feet or something like that.
Shot 63. Don't know if you're aware of that.
Jack Nicklaus won there in 1962 at 1 under. The great Ben Hogan in 53 at 5 under. And then how about these last two? Sam Parks Jr. in 1935, 11 over par.
Sammy P.
Would you like that?
I would love that.
And then the first U.S. Open they hosted, it was a par 72, but Bobby Jones won in 1927 at 13 over. That's a 301 total.
That's when we played man golf. When you hear any of this bitching coming in, I didn't shoot 20 under. Shut up. Just post the score. But look at the names. I mean, I don't know all those. There's a couple old names that I don't know, but like those are name brand guys. Name brand. I think we'll have some, to your point, like catch a good week with a Daniel Summerhays type, let's just call it, right? Yeah, I hit it straight. I can make a bunch of pars. I hang around to actually win the thing. I think it's going to be a marquee name. If it went out, like I said, if it went outside the top 20, I'd be really, really surprised. Assuming it stays the way it does. Now, let me ask you this, because like in U.S. Opens past, and I'm a fan of it, we see the graduated rough. Like a ball that lands in the fairway, bounces from fairways typically, scoots into the rough. In my opinion, I like when those guys have a better chance of advancing it. I'm not saying you have to be able to knock it on the green, but at least advancing it down by the green to where you're chipping, compared to a guy that flies it 15 yards off the fairway into the people. I think that person should be penalized more. I don't believe. Have you heard anything about them graduating the rough?
No, I've heard it's just first cut and then hay. And you can't do anything when someone hits it into the people. Like, there's thousands of people. It's a major championship.
Yeah, I don't even mean like
they're going to catch a good lie.
Forget the gallery. Just like if you fly it 12, short of the
I think
people,
no matter where you hit
deep.
it, if you're in the rough, you are going to be punished. It's going to be a test. You are not going to be able to fake it around there. But I do like, because I don't even care about the 7,500 yards, because that's not that long nowadays. You are going to get punished if you do not hit fairways. So you better get out there. You better hit some fairways. And we talked about it a little earlier. We mentioned Rory McIlroy shooting 9 over par at the Canadian Open. He did say in his press conference, it's a little harder to get motivated nowadays because he completed the career Grand Slam. Obviously, trying to figure out the driver right now. He hit some weird ones in Canada. Are you concerned heading into the U.S. Open?
Yeah. I mean, it's not just that he played terribly. I think if he went up there and drove it great, hit okay irons, was a mess on the greens and made some sloppy, but I'd be like, look, he's not mentally all the way engaged in this tournament. But the fact that he was driving it all over the map, got done and said, this is the second time I've used this thing this year. I've had issues both times. I'm going to go home to Florida and hit a ton of drivers and test something out. Like the one thing that you need to do at Oakmont before anything else, there's a lot of things you need to do. But if you're not playing from the fairway often, you got no chance whatsoever. And yeah, when I saw Rory hitting it all over the map, he's going to go home. He's going to tweak it. I'm sure it'll get better. But I just don't think this is the type of golf course. Like I like Rory at a lot of places. This wouldn't be. Like he can miss a lot of fairways. We've seen him do it, and normally he can get away with it and still win golf tournaments. This week, I don't think he can. I mean, I definitely have. Like, I'm not very high on Rory McIlroy going in this week. So, what do you think?
You should be excited then. if you're not high on him, you should be excited that it's a little struggle. I've never seen him drive the golf ball the way he did this past week. Now, I don't know if he just didn't really want to be there. Obviously wants to look forward to the U.S. Open. I don't know. His ball speed numbers were down with this driver he was hitting compared to normal. I think back to the 10th hole on Friday. I think he hit a 3 or 4 off the tee and hit it 40 yards left, up almost on the road.
Almost out of bounds with an iron.
Yeah, and to see him shoot 78 around there, I was a little shocked. Once he made the 8 on the 5th hole, I think, where he hit it over the world on his second. I think it was, I'm checked out. And they kept saying, try to find something. I'm like, dude, he's already texted the pilot, said, get that baby fired up.
Gas it up.
We're out of here. Do I think he can go out and play well and possibly win the U.S. Open? Absolutely. I mean, that's how good this guy is. He's already won a major this year. But hearing those comments about it's hard to get motivated and all this, that surprises me a little bit. And I think that's where you got to give even more credit to Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus for all the great things they've done, because they were never satisfied.
You got 5. Like, and you're an elite company. You're a Grand Slam winner. There aren't many of you, but Tiger got 15. Jack got to 18. Like, they didn't just get that done and be like, oh, all right, I'm done. And maybe Rory won't. Maybe he'll catch a second win. But I thought that was very interesting. It's like, yeah, it's hard for me to find the motivation to get out to the range and practice for 3 or 4 hours. I was like, I mean, damn, dude, we got a major, we got a U.S. Open coming up. You could have an all-time year. You already picked off the Masters. Just feels quick to me for a guy coming off the Grand Slam to lose motivation to practice. But to your point, it just shows like there's dudes that are wired different. And Jack and Tiger, like no matter how many they got, they wanted the next one. They wanted the next one. We'll see what Rory does with it. But that was interesting.
I mean, I've read some of Evan Priest and Steve Williams' book called Together We Roared. Steve Williams, a longtime caddy, and he told stories about how they would go win a major. And the next day, Tiger would be on the range at 8 a.m. Like, not celebrate, not nothing. He's like, no, we got to get better.
I mean, you've heard stories about, like, Kobe in the gym after they win titles and stuff, like, no time at Olympics. He's the first guy out, like, and he'd been around, won everything, done everything. It's just like, that's the way he's wired. So, a little bit different for Rory.
And for me, now. Like, hey, Rory, if you're satisfied, if you're happy with all this, you're a Hall of Famer. You've done something only 6 people have ever done now. Congratulations. Absolutely, no doubt about it. You have had an unbelievable career. You're one of the best that ever did it. I'm fine with it if he wants to be satisfied with it. There's just some people that aren't. They just always want more. And I'm interested to see what kind of game he shows up with this week at Oakmont.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to him if he wanted to pack it up and say, that's it. My whole career goal was to win the Grand Slam. I did it. I'm done. Great. But I'm surprised to hear it because you don't normally hear from the greatest in the world. Rory's been one of, of those guys for decades now. You don't hear like Nadal won a bunch. He didn't say, I'm content. Federer, Joker, all these guys. It's like when you're at the pinnacle, it seems like they're all wired the same way. Like they want more and more. They never feel like their spot is safe. I feel like Scotty's kind of like that. He's beating the brakes off people, but he never seems like content.